Well, hello and welcome back, and thank you for coming back today. Well, we're not in downtown Paphos, we're in mid-Paphos, and we're going to take you for a little drive out towards one of our favourite places, and we understand you like the place as well, and it's called Coral Bay. But before we go, watching Grasivi Booth.
We're not in downtown Paphos, we are in the car.
Yes, we are.
Hello everybody, hello. How nice to see you again and again.
Right, so Grasivi Booth is in charge of the ship, and she's going to drive us from, well, Midtown Paphos, just by the Paphos Mall, if you understood, and then as the camera started up, you could see the Paphos Skywalk, which we've gone the right way, the wrong way. Next week we're going to abseil down the side of it, and now we are in Tomb of the Kings area. So without further ado, let's have a look what's going on. So this is the Tomb of the Kings area. There's various shops and restaurants and tourist places and hiring places and cafes and restaurants as we go along, even a bank or two. So try and enjoy the sights. There's a famous place called the Pit Stop Pub. There is the Mamma Mia Cafe and Gelato restaurant, specialising in pizzas and that kind of thing. And that is Miss Grasivi Booth.
Hello everybody.
How nice to see you.
Have I told the people?
I'm not sure.
Hello everybody, don't make fun of me.
I'm not making fun of you. Kidding. So stick with us. We are at one of the traffic lights. Just on the other side of the road is the King's Hotel, which Mr. Ronnie over in the Holy Land, we haven't forgotten. One day we will go and see Miss Nadia, and we will do a hit and we will do a run. Now coming up on the left hand side shortly is a very, very popular place with locals and tourists alike, and that place is called McDonald's. So that's McDonald's in Tomb of the Kings area. It's got a drive-through, and of course it has the Big Mac chips and an extra large Coke. Anyway, let's keep going a bit further along. We've got various shops, and you've got Tramps restaurant to earn over there, quite popular with people. And then coming up down here is one of the most famous places in the whole of this area, and it is called Fat Mama's, and there it is. You actually have to queue outside that place for an hour at a time, so please make sure you book your table, otherwise you'll be there for hours and hours. So that's Fat Mama's, and the next door to it is Willie's Rib Ranch, again very, very popular indeed. And various other restaurants. Grasivi Booth is giving it a bit of welly. Don't forget the booth, there is often a speed trap a bit further on.
You know what did I understand? That side is some cars turning to the left,
okay.
so it takes
so they were slowing us down.
Down.
So there's Gustu's restaurant taverna over there, and on a Sunday pretty busy because it does one of the greatest buffets that I've ever seen. 25 euros, all you can eat, and the buffet, to be honest, if you took a little piece of everything, you couldn't eat it all. That's how much food is there. So here we are at the Tomb of the Kings roundabout. If you go to the left, you go into the Tomb of the Kings archaeological site, and you pay them €2.50. Have a wander around, see some burial chambers, some rocks, and a pleasant view of the blue Mediterranean Sea. Although you can have that view of the blue Mediterranean Sea on our channel, totally free of charge. We're never ever going to charge you, that's for sure. Grasivi Booth. Lost for words.
I was so concentrated on the road. One of the green Honda it was, I think. He passed one carefully nearby me while he was talking. I
see.
What have you seen it?
I did notice him out the corner of my eye. So please, if you're going to hire a car, or if you've got a car in Cyprus when you are driving around, please, well, be very, very observant, because in general the driving in Cyprus, without trying to insult anyone, is lackadaisical, shall we say. Anyway. Well, very careless, very careless.
How did you say?
Lackadaisical, which means on the driving. We're not really watching what's going on. Lackadaisical. See? An English teacher, and I'm teaching her English. But hey, she speaks 7 languages.
Rubbishing and ravishing.
Rubbishing and ravishing. Right. That's the bus that's going to Coral Bay. So that's probably the right number on it, 615. Let's have a look back. Yes, it says Coral Bay. So if you're looking for a bus from downtown Paphos and you want to go to Coral Bay, the bus number is 615. There we go. Goes up and down here about every 30 minutes. And it'll take you about 30 minutes to get there as well. Right. Stick with us. As you understand, or as you're coming to understand, we're not quite the same as any other channel. we don't take ourselves too seriously, and hopefully that comes across, and hopefully you're having good fun and a good time. Right, that is the Aspire Private British School, and obviously there's many locals and foreign children in that school. A very, very good school indeed. And as we continue out towards the lower Chloraka area, that's where we are now. Lower, I think it's called Mutalis, is that right?
What it's called?
Mutalis.
Oh, you're renaming everything.
I like to rename everything. And talking about renaming things, if you stick with us for another 10 seconds or so, we will come to a true luxury 5-star hotel. Losing my English again as usual. And that hotel is called the King Elephant Hotel. There it is, coming up on the left-hand side. We made a little hit and run on there last week for Mr. James Anderson and his wife and their lovely daughter, and hopefully they're going to come back and stay in that hotel. And that is a true 5-star luxury hotel called the King Elephant, which means we are in Lower Town Chloraka. You've got Low Chloraka and you've got Uptown Chloraka as you go up there. Chloraka is quite a big village, very popular with foreigners, expats in particular, British expats, and but to be honest, the most popular place for foreigners on the whole island is Paya, Coral Bay area, which is where we're going. So stick with us another 10-15 minutes. That's all you've got to put up with us, another 10 to 15 minutes and we will arrive. So please enjoy the trip. Some ice cream when we get to Coral Bay.
Yeah.
I fancy an ice cream actually. Yeah. So when we get to Coral Bay, we'll probably pop to the Othello's restaurant because they're our favourite place there. We'll go and see Demetrius and his lovely mum Sue, and we'll see if we can twist their arm and get an ice cream out of them. Quite happily pay for it.
Mr. Paul, you're never doing it. Why are you joking like that?
I'm joking.
Why?
Yeah. But anyway, so we are heading to Coral Bay. So if you come back in the next episode, you are going to catch us walking up and down, having a laugh, having a joke. Hopefully we'll get accosted. If we don't get accosted, I'm pretty sure we will accost someone on the Coral Bay Strip. So stick with us. Here we go. Just on the right hand side now, you've got a very popular electrical store, and that's called Premier Electrical. So if you want electrical goods, that's where you would go. There's a new kiosk getting opened there, and next door to that is Cafe Me, which is themed on a double-decker bus where you can sit and relax. Great views of the sea, obviously. And just down here is a further parade of shops. It's too many shops to mention, but there's pharmacies, hair salons, kiosks, supermarkets, etc, etc. And just down to the left is the St. George's Hotel, which sits right on the blue Mediterranean Sea. And then this one here is the Aurora Beach Hotel to our left, which again has a splash resort. We've never been in that hotel, so if someone's going to stay there, let us know in the comments, give us your names, and guess what? We will go and do a hit and run and see if we can get chucked out of the place. But hey, we've been chucked out of many hotels so far in our lives. You see the other booth?
Well, even today
we came close. We did a hit and run on the Ambarby Hotel today, and we did come close to getting thrown out. Go and hunt for that video, it's quite interesting. Down there is the Baracus Lounge, which has a view to die for. Please don't go too close to the edge, because if you do, you will die. Anyway, here we go as we continue into Lower Kissonerga. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Kissonerga.
Yeah, I'm doing it correctly, yeah? So Kissonerga. That's where we're coming into now. We've got Papadom's Indian restaurant, again hugely popular with foreigners and locals. And as we proceed out now, we're going to get into the more tranquil area, less shops, more villas, very few hotels, and then eventually we will arrive in downtown Coral Bay, which is in the Paya district of Paphos, before you enter out towards the Akamas area. So stick with us. This is the Alos wedding venue. Alassos, okay, I've been corrected again. Wedding venue, which sits right on the beach. So many people come to Cyprus to get married, so that's the area where you can come, and that is the view out towards the blue Mediterranean Sea, which is just about to come up. Look at that, absolutely spectacular. So stick with us as we continue on our journey. We'll see the other bit.
Have you seen the watermelons and melons, honey melons you say, yeah? Sailing on the roads?
I have, yeah.
I think they are the tastiest.
Yeah, this time of year, watermelons and honeydew melons start to be marketed in Cyprus around about middle of May, and they tend to be not quite ripe enough in my opinion, sorry for that, and then the price comes down, They're about 25 cents a kilo at the moment, but this is the time to buy it. Late June through to mid to late July, and those melons, whether they are watermelons or honeydew melons, and I understand some of the men in the background watching, those melons are absolutely beautifully ripe, and you couldn't squeeze a nicer pair, that's for sure. You see the yellow booth?
You know, at this moment of time, this moment of the year, you always can eat the proper fruits and vegetables without chemicals, as we say, and the medicines. It's because the sun is so kind, but you just need, in Cyprus, you just need to water them properly. Otherwise, it will not give you any reward.
There we go. So slowly we're morphing into a gardening channel that will be renamed as Gardening with Ochin Lascivia Le Bouffe. There we are. So parades of shops either side of us. Again, too many to mention, but pretty much anything you want is here. And we are now approaching a rather nice hotel resort that's been constructed and opened up late last year, I think it was, and it's called the Atlantica Maori Village Paphos. And we are going to go and do a hit and run on there one of these days, but we just don't seem to find time, and I apologise for that, Ash. You see the other booth? I apologise to Mr. Ash, who once stayed there and we didn't manage to get there in time. Really? Anyway, there we go. As you can see, we're totally live, and you see LaBouffe's brain has gone into meltdown. Right, keep driving, LaBouffe. She's all sad now. There we are. Yeah. So we'll go and do that video next weekend, and we'll still dedicate it to Ash and Nadia as well. Okay?
Actually, well, yes, when you feel sorry,
yeah,
something goes wrong or something out of your memory, whatever it is, you just feel sorry because you're responsible people.
Right. So we're now coming into lower downtown Kissonerga, as I say, and up on the left hand side is the Bayside kiosk with all its lovely new blue shine signs, which are lovely colours. Look at that. It's open 24 hours a day, and when we come along that place, that means that we're going to come across that place, which is the CU Beach Bar, which, well, as its name suggests, sits right on the Kissonerga beach. And look at the view out of the back, and as you can see, it's packed today, that is for sure. Have a look at that view, absolutely spectacular. And the peninsula sticking out over in the distance there, well, that is Coral Bay, so that means we haven't got far to go. So please stick with us for another couple of minutes, and we will get to the Coral Bay Strip, and we'll take you down that strip and try and show you out the window of the car some of the bars and restaurants. Then we're going to park up, reboot, and come back in another video. And Miss Ochin Lascivia Le Bouffe, that's her, and Mr. Paul, that's me, are going to accost some people, and hopefully people will accost us too. So cute, Le Bouffe. So stick with us. Coral Bay is coming up, but in the meantime, have a look at that view out of the window. Absolutely beautiful. It really, really is beautiful. That sea is blue, that sky is blue. I'm dressed head to toe in blue. Even Lascivia Le Bouffe has got some blue. All that's missing is
you. I've got green.
You got a bit of blue in there.
A bit.
And I also understand that she's got down underwear that's in blue. But hey, that's for my eyes only. Coral Bay is coming, that's for sure. Let's keep going. Just a word of warning when you're driving around, if you have a car, whether you're hiring a car or you have a car, please try to stick to the speed limits. The reason for that is, at this time of the year, the boys in blue, the gumbarus of ours, are looking to zap your money, that's for sure. And they take great pleasure in taking it off tourists, if you understand, and you have to pay it on the spot. So my suggestion to you is to stick to 60 kilometers an hour. You're allowed to exceed the speed limit in Cyprus by 19 kilometers an hour. I know it sounds stupid. So if you're at a 50, you're allowed to do 69. If you're at an 80, you're allowed to do 99. If you're on the highway, you're allowed to do 119. So the actual speed limits are 50, 80 and 100. So most people will be driving around Coral Bay and Paphos. So stick to 60 kilometers an hour and you've got no worries in the world. Don't talk on your mobile phone. Don't have a frappe in your hand. Try to have two hands on the steering wheel and you haven't got to worry about a thing, and the gumbarus will just wave at you and be very sad because they're not going to get any of your money.
That's right.
That's right. So be very careful.
He knows everything well.
So here we are, we have arrived at Coral Bay, and as you can see, there is another bus in front of us. And the bus number, yet again, is the same number, and that bus number is 615. The bus goes up and down pretty much every half an hour, and it takes about 25 minutes on the bus. And as you can see, it stops right in the middle of downtown Coral Bay, and then it starts up again, goes to the bottom and drops you by the beach, and then it loops around, and guess what? It takes you back to Paphos. So here we are. This is downtown Coral Bay, quite busy for this time of day. This is around late lunchtime. So let's go in the booth. When all the bars and restaurants stop, we'll have a very, very good goodbye, and then we will reboot and come back in another production. Is one of my favourite little restaurants, and it's called the Blazing Salads. There it is on the left hand side, and on the other side the Dolce Vita.
Should I park here?
Let's park up and let's have a very, very good goodbye. That's for sure. So we'll park up. Keep going over there, Louise. Go and park over there. Much easier, I think.
Just like that. Somewhere here. In the forest.
Yeah, park in the forest. And Kissonerga booth will give us a very, very good goodbye.
Well, I would like to tell you, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. We will be filming here now, as you understood. And don't forget to come back for another of our madnesses. Because you know why? I love you.
All that's left for me to say is thanks for watching. Hit the like, click subscribe, and please come back for some more of our madness. Kissonerga booth is off to destroy my car. There we go. Thanks for watching.